Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. So we're about 8 days past the closing of the studio, and right now I'm working with corporate on the refunds process. So it was a little strange. At first they were like, hey, you got just wire us everything that you've got. I said, cool. What's the wiring info? I want, please write down that these are going to be used exclusively for refunds and no other purpose. That way, if someone asked me like, hey, can you confirm one way or the other? I said, well, I have in writing that that's the sole reason they're going to do. So just wanting to cover myself in case that's an additional question that happens in the future. What else? I got a text from one of the franchise support people yesterday. That's how we often communicate. He said they're tallying up the total dues that they need to have refunded, and then they'll send that over to me. So, all right, well, that's fine. I can just wire you everything that I've got because I can't do anything more than that. He's like, oh, it's all good. Let's just see the total refunds amount, and then we'll send that over. So, I don't know. My hunch is corporate is going to say like, hey, here's how I imagine it playing out. I think corporate's going to say, okay, so it looks like there are, $15,000 of services that were paid for that are not being delivered on, or something like that. And I can respond back, all right, I don't have $15,000. I have $3,800 or $4,000 or something. It's like right around it's like right around that. And so I'll say, all right, sounds good. Here is every dollar I have in the business account for that purpose. Wire. And they'll say, all right, cool. Where's the remaining $12,000 or $10,000 or whatever it is, the remaining amount? I say, I don't know. I don't have that. I've paid my staff. I've paid my vendors. I have not paid myself in 5 months. I finally figured it out. The last time I paid myself was when I fired that one toxic employee months ago. So it was about 5 months ago. I haven't paid myself since then. And before then, I cut my salary. And so I said, all right, well, where's the money? I'm like, I don't know. I've paid everybody besides myself for 5 months. This is what I can do. And I'll say, all right, well, this amount is due. I'll say, okay, I don't have it. Sorry. And then they'll say, okay. Then they'll either say, okay, fine, and then walk away. Or they'll say, okay, we're going to come after you for the remaining funds. And I'll say, okay, bankruptcy protection. I have no funds to send you. And then that'll be it. And then either corporate will end up making the difference, or members will just not get reimbursed on that amount, or I don't know, maybe someone will come in and buy the studio and they'll cover the difference. I doubt that they would, but there'll be an impasse is my point. And so someone's going to be left feeling shorted on the amounts owed to everybody. And I don't know what's going to happen there. I can do my best. I can give 100%, but I can't give 150%. That is inherently not doable. Excuse me. So that's where that is in progress. What else? We got our confirmation from the courts, so we know our day and time for our official hearing. It sounds like the way this proceeds is we have our initial hearing, and that's where all the creditors, us, and the judge meet, and we state our case. And then the judge does follow-up or a future determination or something. And then it'll still be another month and a half, maybe 2 months before we get our official bankruptcy discharge or something. So it's not like a one and done. It sounds like there's a follow-up there. What else? Corporate did ask for admin access to the Facebook groups, so that's promising. I sent them or invited them as an admin of the groups that we've got. So it appears they may open it up again, or they're just using it for easier communications with people. But either way, handing that asset over to corporate, happy to do it. No problems there. And then over the weekend went deer hunting. I'm trying to be a rounded human being and to not just be obsessed with one thing. The fact that we haven't taken a vacation for 7 years. We've had maybe like 4 date nights in the past 2 years, 3 years. And that's only when there's family in town. We haven't done a good job building up our network of babysitters or community to do kid swaps or day swaps. And so all of our date nights have been 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. when the kids are in bed. And so when we hear other couples say, oh, we're going to go on a date night, we're going to go on a couples only vacation, cool, that sounds really nice. My wife and I will have to get creative on how to do that, because we're living on a couple dollars right now, so there's not a whole lot of wiggle room to go do things. So, not stressed about it, not anxious. Over the weekend, I did meet a new friend, I suppose, deer hunting. That, long story short, they did fine in their career, and then in a couple bad deals, lost everything and had to move back to Minnesota, middle of nowhere Minnesota, and now they're starting up a business, and they're putting everything they have into it. They've sold their house. They're driving a 300,000 mile truck. Their credit cards are getting maxed out right now, and their vehicle could die any day trying to get this business up and going. And so I guess we're lucky in the sense that I didn't max out and have $80,000 of credit card debt, and my vehicle has 100, or one vehicle has 170, the other one has 120s. But so we're in a pretty cushy spot comparatively. But just to see someone else's perspective on how deep you can go trying to get something to work. And he's got the conviction it's going to be $1 billion business, which is great. That's awesome. And so just to see an entrepreneur who is willing to go all in and borrow from friends and family and lever everything up across the board because they're that confident in it. And I guess I wasn't that confident the studio could be $1 billion studio. And I believed that borrowing to keep the studio afloat would just leave friends and family hanging, because I borrowed from myself. I could see where it was at, and I couldn't see how to turn it around. And after pulling every lever, was not able to turn around. So anyhow, it was refreshing to see someone who has that vigor, that optimism, that ability to handle stress and recover from hiccups along the way. So that's somewhat related to the studio. It's more so life outlook. I think right now I'm in the life recovery phase of heartbreak, life reset, living paycheck to paycheck again, and how do we recover and get a new normal back up and going. So keep you in the loop in regards to bankruptcy, follow-ups. I can't control what members decide to do or react. I've got a couple more kind messages from people that realize that we're going through a real hard time, and that's not easy. And they're at least expressing sympathy, empathy. I don't know what it is, but they're acknowledging that it's not easy. And it's not we're just running away with a pile of gold. We're basically having to leave empty-handed and with scars from all this. So the total of kindness to toxicness is probably a 7-to-1 ratio right now. And so it's nice that it's panned out that way so far. So gonna call it good. Keep you in the loop as to where things go from here. That's where we're at. That's where we're going. Let's rock and roll. This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries.
Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.